Hello everyone, my name is Dhananjay Reddy Manne. I am part of Informatica Global Customer Support Team. In this presentation, we will be going through Blaze Engine Directories, like which all the directories required to run a mapping in using Blaze Engine in data engineering integration. Moving on, today's agenda is what all the directories need to be configured for Blaze Engine and required permissions. Demo and summary. Moving on, like first we need to create a home directory for the Blaze user. If you created a Blaze user, create a home directory for that Blaze user. For example, you can run this HDFS command to create a home directory for the Blaze user and give the permissions. If you did not create a home directory for a Blaze user, the Hadoop impersonation user is the default user. Like you can specify the Blaze user property under Blaze configuration in Hadoop connection. Let me show you from the admin console where you have to set that property. You can set that Blaze username with the username which you have created. If you have not set this, it will default go with the impersonation username. Moving on. Next one is optionally you can create a local service log directory. By default, the Blaze engine writes the service log to yarn distributed cache. For example, you can run the following command to create this directory. But you need to make sure that the same directory structure exists on all the cluster nodes on which the Blaze is running. You can update this property under info node local root log directory in the Hadoop connection under Blaze configuration advanced properties. Let me show you that where you need to update. Need to come to Blaze configuration advanced properties info node local root log directory, and this is the default location which it will be going through. If you have created, then you can change this value over, but make sure like this directory structure exists on all the nodes. Next one, create an aggregator log directory. You can write the logs to the Informatica Hadoop staging directory, or you can create a Blaze staging directory. If you don't want to use the default location, create a staging directory on HDFS. For example, you can run the below command and you can create a HDFS staging directory. Once you have a staging directory, if you don't create staging directory, clear the Blaze staging directory property value in the Hadoop connection, and the data integration service uses the HDFS directory. Like if you don't set this Blaze staging directory, uh, clear Blaze staging directory property in the Hadoop connection, the data integration service uses the HDFS directory, Blaze underscore the username with which you are running the mapping, if you don't set the staging directory. Next, if you create a staging directory on a CDP data hub cluster, grant ACL control list permission for the staging directory to the Hive user and the impersonation user. To grant ACL permissions, run the following command on the CDP data hub cluster. You need to run this command both for the impersonation username and the DIS principal which you use. This will make sure like it has the relevant permissions. Moving on, like granting permission on the local service. Like if you have one point I missed is if you have created a directory for the aggregator log that you can specify here, like in the Blaze configuration and info Hadoop logs directory that you can specify over there. Moving on, granting permission on local service log directory, aggregated HDFS log directory, and the staging directory. You need to grant permission for the below users, like the Blaze user if you have created, and the Hadoop impersonation user and DIS principal user if you are connecting to a Kerberos enabled cluster. If the Blaze user does not have the permission, the Blaze engine uses a different user based on the cluster security and the mapping impersonation configuration. Blaze user must also have write permissions on the temp directory. These are all the prerequisites and configuration that you need to done for the Blaze engine, like on the directories which you need to create for Blaze mapping to run. Demo part I've already covered. You can go through this article for more details. We would love to hear from you on our social media handlers. Please give us your valuable feedback over there. Thank you all.